Okay, so Miss Juarez has had her tea. So we're going to start with number of the day. So we've already done this number, so you all are experts at it. But just as a refresher, and since we've been out of class for a little bit, let's do 125 as our warm-up today. So first, before we even start our timer, we're going to spell it out and have that ready at the top. So if you are already experts at writing 125, go ahead and do it. If not, follow me. Once you have that ready, don't forget to put your name and date at the top, just so you have a record of what you're doing today. And you're going to have, as usual, 3 minutes to show off your best thinking. So ready? 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, so let's see what you've done. Now, most of the time, I've seen my class usually do this. So this is a strategy that a lot of students like to start off with, where they break their number apart in an expanded form into their hundreds, tens, and ones. So we have 100 plus 20 plus 5 would lead to 125. Then a lot of students like to go and do tally marks. So I organized them today by 20s. So I have 2 groups of 10 on one row, and then I labeled my tallies by 20s on the side, just so I could easily remember how many I was keeping track of. And then right here at the bottom, I actually started to make a mistake. I really quickly started to do circles and label the inside of the circles by tens, but then I went over. So as mathematicians do, they always go back, they count and they recheck their work. So I crossed off the 10, and then for this one, I actually broke it apart even further into 10 ones, so then it was easier for me to cross those 5 ones out. And then that, when I counted it again, led to 125. And then as I was running out of time, I just basically did a number sentence using 20s, and I got that idea by looking at the tally strategy that I did, and I finished it off, and that was 125. So right now we're going to have about 1 more minute to think of more strategies. Get ready, set, and go. So, as I was thinking about what other strategies I could show to represent the number 125, I thought of something that we noticed a while back in class that had to do with the 0. Where if we added a 0 to a number, it's basically adding no value to a number. So I decided to represent that idea by making this number sentence: 125 plus 0 is the same as 0 plus 125. And I like this idea that I got from a student because it reminded me that the equal sign is not exactly something that we have to tie ourselves to, where it has to be on the left side or the right side. It is something that we need to try and be flexible with. And then I kind of use that same idea with this number sentence down here: 125 take away 0, because it's almost the same as adding a 0 to a number where it adds no value. And then right here with this side of the number sentence, I followed through with that same idea by having 1 take away 1, which would make 0. And then the other day, some of you started to make these ideas to represent a number by noticing a pattern when you do a number sentence and then just keep adding to it. So 126 take away 1 leads to 125, 127 take away 2 leads to 125, 128 take away 3 leads to 125, and then right here I was just going to put $125 and 125 cents, just because we were starting to get into money before we went into quarantine. So now we're going to do a math challenge. This is something new for some of us, so let's see how we do. To start off, we're going to pick a type of strategy that we want to try and represent on our paper. So today we're going to try and do an invented algorithm strategy. So that means that we're going to try and make the number 125 by using facts that we know about numbers and manipulating them in a way so that we are able to have a creative way to represent this number. So are you ready, class? So you have 1 minute to come up with your own invented algorithm. Try your best. 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, so what I started to do is our tree strategy that we worked on a while back, where we were decomposing the numbers into friendly numbers, and then after I did that with 125, which I broke down into 50 and 50, and then 20 and 5, I put the two 50s together to make 100. Then I put the two 10s together to make 20. I put those two numbers together to make 120. And then after that I added the 5 to 120, and that led to 125. And then right here I started to do a similar strategy, but by taking away 25 from 150, just because I know that 50 can be made up with 25 and 25. So I was going to do a similar strategy, but this time with subtraction. So again, this is our first video together, so hopefully it'll get better. I'll see you tomorrow.